Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. I know you're here for plumbing, but this one's going to be a little different. I know I haven't posted in about 30 days, and there's a reason for that because my head is kind of spinning. About a month ago, I went to my cardiologist for my 6-month checkup, so to speak, but it actually turned into a year because my cardiologist retired, so I had to find a new guy. I decided to go to his associate, which I did. And you know what I found with my former cardiologist as well as the new guy, they always want to put you on statins. You know what I mean? They want to get that LDL level down, and I'm kind of vehemently against that. And so I said to him, I really don't want to go on statins. I don't want to be faced with these side effects. I can't be getting muscle cramps in my legs, etc., stuff like that. And he said, I'll tell you what, I'm going to send you for a series of tests. Based on those test results, we'll talk about it. I said, fine, that's all fine. Well, anyway, he called me up, got some of the test results back, and basically made it sound like I was going to check out any day and insisted that I go on 40 milligrams of Rosuvastatin, 7 days a week. And in my mind, I'm going, there's no way that's going to happen. But anyway, before we get into it, I'm just going to go into a screencast here. I want to show you my numbers. I want to show you my recent blood tests, the test results he sent me for. I'll show you where it's at, and then we'll come back and we'll discuss this whole controversy on statins, at least to the best of my understanding. I'm no doctor, but there are a lot of studies out there that kind of contradict what the medical community is telling us about statin drugs, and I'll touch base with you on that when we get back. So I want to quickly go over my numbers. Now, this blood test was taken in February 2022, and I'm not going to go over all the numbers, but if you look at the total cholesterol, it's 192. Look at my HDL, it's 56. Triglycerides are 65. The LDL, which is always the number in question, is a little high. It's 120. I think the cutoff is 100. The doctors want you to get that down to 70, and the best way to do it is to recommend a statin drug. But I still am not convinced that that's going to prevent future heart attacks. So once we did this, I went for a series of tests. I had carotid artery test done, and these were the test results. I'm not going to read them to you. You can take the time, stop the video, and you can read it and read what it said. But for the most part, it's not detrimental. I'm not going to die tomorrow. So after I took the carotid artery test, I took an echocardiogram. Basically, things are pretty normal. Again, I'm not going to read all these things. You can, if you want to, if you have the interest, you can go ahead and read them. But the big test, which raised the question and caused my cardiologist to call me up in a frenzy, wanting me to put me on 40 milligrams of Rosuvastatin, was this one coming up here. I took a CT angiogram with contrast, and basically I ended up with a calcium score of 1707. Now the optimum calcium score is 0. Just keep that in mind. When you get into the double digits, it's not good. Obviously, I'm at the 4 digits, and the LM, LAD, LCX, RCA. We'll look at that coming up in the next slide. They stand for they're the 4 separate arteries, and basically there you go. The left main artery, the left anterior descending artery, left circumflex artery, and the right coronary artery, which I think that's where most of the plaque is, the calcified plaque. And, you have calcified plaque, uncalcified plaque. If it's calcified, it's not too bad because it's pretty much there. It's not going anywhere. It's the uncalcified stuff they're worried about. But I guess they categorize this. At the end, they categorize it in 4 categories, and I'm a category 3. 50 to 69% stenosis, moderate stenosis, which stenosis, I believe, is just narrowing of the arteries. Anyway, when I actually went for my second opinion, the second doctor made me take a stress test, and according to the results here, my stress test was normal. There's no abnormalities. I got on the treadmill. I think I was on there for 8 minutes. Things came back. And so, the stuff goes on in your head. It gets you crazy. And you know what? I have to make a decision as to what I'm going to do. And I'll talk to you about it coming up. So he gets the result of this CT angiogram and calls me up in a frenzy. He says, Rob, I got to put you on 40 milligrams of Rosuvastatin. I said to him, Doc, what's going on? He says, well, I got these test results back. I don't like what I'm seeing. He says, and I would like to put you on this. And, yeah, we have to move forward with this. I says, Doc, I really am against doing this. He says, listen to me. I'll work with you. There are different statins. He says, if one bothers you, we'll adjust the dosages and we'll go between statins and, we'll see if we can circumvent these side effects. And he said, listen, deal with it. This is exactly what he tells me. He says, deal with the side effects. The alternative is basically, in not so many words, you're going to drop dead if you don't do this. So I said, okay, you know what? In my mind, I said, yeah, sure. Okay, Doc. And I hung up the phone. I said, well, it's time for a second opinion, which is what I did. I seeked out a second opinion and took all my test results to the new doctor. He looked at them, wasn't as alarmed as the first guy was, but he said, what I want to do is I want to send you for a nuclear stress test, which he did, and which I went through and I passed. It was normal. There were no abnormalities. Now, my calcium score is off the charts. Now, and I know it's not from diet, because I eat really, really well. I take supplements, and often what I find is when they can't come up with a concrete reason on why your results are what they are, I think the default reason is it's hereditary. And that's all fine and well. But you know what? I went for a coronary calcium score. Actually, I went for a full body scan way back when I was about 45 years old. I don't know if you've ever heard of the Princeton Longevity Center. Well, I went there. This was an out-of-pocket expense. I think at the time it was $1,100. You spend the whole day there. They go over your whole body. You spend the whole day there, and they tell you, if anything's like really seriously wrong with you, so you can address it before it gets any worse. Well, in my case, I came out smelling like roses, except they said my coronary artery score at the time was that of a 75-year-old man. Now, this is when I was in my mid-40s. And when I had told my cardiologist, not the guy I'm seeing now, the new one that I switched over from my former, and then he compared it against this new coronary calcium score, which is normal for a guy my age. I think I'm in the 97th percentile. So a guy with a 1700 calcium score, for my age, is kind of like, it's not so like off the charts. And I said to him, well, I was like that at 45, and I'm basically the same way I was when I'm 45. You want to give me 40 milligrams of Rosuvastatin, and what's that going to do for me, Doc? And he says, well, it's going to lower your LDL. I said, well, that's all fine and well, but is lowering my LDL going to prevent me from getting future heart attacks? They lead you to believe yes, but if you do the research online, that's not the case. At least I don't believe that's the case. Now, I reached out to my new cardiologist, the one that just gave me this new stress test. And after doing a lot of research, I actually reached out to him and said to him, Doc, I am so scared straight about taking this Rosuvastatin that, because there's so many different varying reports as to whether or not lowering the LDL is really going to prevent future heart attacks. And I've read reports and listened to some doctors, which I'm gonna name some doctors here at the end. Then down at the bottom, I'm gonna put in the description box below this video, I'll put their links to their YouTube channels. You want to go check these guys out because there is so much information out there that kind of contradicts what the traditional medical community is telling us about statin drugs, that it's going to make your head spin. And I kind of am of the mindset that I'm going to continue doing what I was doing. Now, my cholesterol, 192 is not off the charts. My HDL of 56, not bad. Could be higher. My LDL 120, listen, they want you to get that down to 70, and I think the only way that's going to happen is through statin drugs. There's no question in my mind that if I take this stuff, my LDL is going to go down. But I don't think it's going to prevent long-term heart attacks. I think that's got to be done through diet. It may be hereditary. You may have a gene, and there are some people there that tell you you can go out and take some tests to see if you have that gene, and you can make some adjustments, but that's it. So that's the reason I haven't put up any videos, guys. I don't want to bore you. I don't want to make this a long video. I'm going to see a job Tuesday. I got a job that I went on yesterday, which was Friday. I believe yesterday was the 8th. Looks like this is a one-family house. Looks like they got a stoppage in a main 4-inch stack on the 3rd floor. Because I ran their bathtub and I ran their sink, and everything is bubbling up into the toilet bowl. So I'm going to be pulling that toilet, and we're going to be doing a camera down that line, and we're also going to be doing, we're going to have to stake it if it in fact is clogged. So I'm going to see if I can put that video together. Hopefully this homeowner will let me videotape the whole thing. But real carefully, what I suggest you do, I don't know if you guys watching this video, if you guys have heart problems, or if you're taking statins, if you have any reactions from the statins. But I would encourage you to check these channels out, these YouTube channels. I'm going to put links below this video, but there's a Dr. Nadir, Nadir Ali, Ali. You want to check him out. Dr. Sten, that's Sten, Ekberg. You want to go check his channel out. Dr. Ken D. Berry, great guy. You want to go check his channel out. Ford Brewer, MD. And also you want to check out, this is called the Bale, B-A-L-E-D-O-N-E-E-N method. And there's a book that they wrote calling Beat the Heart Attack Gene, which I bought. I listened to it on Audible. Mind-boggling, fascinating stuff. And when you listen to these people here, check their channels out, and look at some of their videos after they, give you their opinions on statin drugs. You may rethink wanting to take them, or if you are taking them, maybe you're going to want to eliminate taking them. Again, I'm no doctor, and I'm sure statins work. I'm sure if your cholesterol is, up in the 300-400 range, that may be a good reason to take a statin to kind of get it down. But again, I have my doubts as to it preventing future heart attacks. Again, I'm no doctor. I could be wrong. And I thanked my current cardiologist, the guy that made me take the stress test, for actually, getting back to me, because I did reach out to him and tell him, I think I'm going to forego the statin. And he said, it's up to you. His exact words were, the benefits outweigh the risks. I have my doubts. Again, I'm not a doctor, and I'm not contradicting him. I mean, he's a respected heart surgeon. So, I have to respect the guy. But anyway, so in short, that's the reason I haven't posted a video, because my head's been spinning. I've been doing some research. I've been trying to figure out, how I'm going to approach this, in the future, because, things can only get worse. I'm 71 and a half. I would like to live to see my grandkids at least graduate high school. And, hopefully I can make that happen. But hey, if not, listen, I truly believe, our destiny is in the cards. And when it's our time, we're going to check out. Anyway, guys, I'm sorry to have bored you with this video, but I wanted to put it up to let you know why I haven't posted a video. And I look forward to seeing you. Hopefully I'll get to record this video on this coming Tuesday about this stopped up stack. And I want to thank you for stopping by the channel, and I want to thank you for being patient with me. Again, apologies for not posting any videos, but right now my head's spinning because this cardiologist had me thinking I was going to check out any day, and it was a little bit of a concern. Anyway, guys, I will see you in the next video. Stay well, and as always, happy plumbing.